Welcome to this New Year's Eve look back at 2023 and forward to 2024 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's New Year's Eve and I'm feeling reflective. I'm also feeling positive. There's a lot going to be going on over the next year. I'm I'm at that point where I'm deciding about, do I make a New Year's resolution? I've got some things personally that I want to be looking at. Do I want to make some decisions about the channel? Where do I want to go with the channel? What do I want to do with the channel? And honestly, I don't know. It's all up in the air at the moment. I'm not too sure where I want to go and what I want to do. I've got a lot of people advising me, a lot of people giving me helpful hints and tips and things I should do. People telling me how I should be doing things, which is normal. But what I thought I would do, I'm just doing some behind the scenes stuff. Don't worry, you're not going to miss out on an episode or anything on Elmer. Looking back, actually that's what I was going to say. While I'm doing this isn't going to be a full-blown episode. I'm going to look back at 2023, the game in general, what's been happening, what I've done, what's been achieved, and then we're going to look ahead at what's to come. Some of the stuff we know, some of the stuff's extrapolation, some of the stuff is going to be what we think. I'm sure some people out there in the community already know. People have got their fingers in the pies, and some people may already know. I don't. Some of it's going to be guesswork. And also some things that I would like to see. I think so. It's a bit of a bit of everything we're going to be looking at. I suppose the most important thing to start off with is 100,000 subscribers. We hit that this year, 2023. We hit it, and that's all down to you guys watching. Everyone that watches, everyone that has been watching, all my content, not just Farming Simulator, but anything I do, whether it be SnowRunner and Gran Turismo stuff with Sealy stuff with MrSealyp, whatever I've done, some multiplayer stuff with the guys off Discord, and now's the time to thank all of you, everybody, all the people that message me directly, all the people I have sort of more one-to-one contact with, all the guys on my Discord, and I've listed their names so many I'm not going to list all the names because every time I do it I forget someone, and I feel terrible when I forget someone, but they're all amazing people, all very helpful, all absolutely fantastic. So 2023, I'm going to unload these first. This is what I do when I do a baling contract. I will deliver some, but not all, and work out if I can get any spare. I could just get rid of all of them. I've got plenty of bales. So what have we had in 2023? Well, it was the Year 2 Season Pass. We had the Gportal pack, we had the Hay and Forage pack, we had the Horse Aggravation, we had the Oxbow added in, we had the Premium Expansion with Zolonka and the new crop types. We had the Emergency pack from Creative Mesh. There's been a lot within that, a lot going on with that. Let's just unload those. As far as mods and maps go, the thing when people say we haven't had mods today, where are the mods, that kind of thing. I've gone through and I've done a rough extrapolation from what I've done and from the mod hub. From what I can roughly work out, some of this includes PC mods as well, so there's a little bit of a leeway here and there. There have been about 190 new maps. 190 in 2023, 190 new maps. About 2,000 new mods. Roundabout 2,000 new mods. Now, some of that will include some of the maps, some won't. Like I say, some PC, some not. Which is staggering when you stop and you think about it. That is a staggering amount. As far as mod reviews, I've done 150 mod reviews this year. 150. Some of those have been days when you've got 2 or 3 mods. Some have been days where we've had 50. It's been bonkers. It really has been absolutely bonkers. But very, very cool. The cross-section of mods we've had, covering production chains and vehicles and machinery and equipment, and I haven't actually sat down to work out how many 3-metre cultivators we've had this year. We've had probably quite a few. there's been a lot. Let's be honest, there's a lot going on in all of that. So it's interesting for the people that say sort of week in, week out, month in, month out, we're not getting anything new. Where's all the stuff? Where's all the content? That's a lot to be getting on with. 190, and that's just 2023. 190 maps. I've done map tours on most of them, so it's a lot of map tours. So again, when people message me and say, can I give them a piece of information about a particular map, I can't always remember. I suppose that's the other thing to talk about in 2023 is my memory. Not fantastic, is it, at the best of times? So it's been a crazy year. Farmcon in July, meeting up with all the content creators, was a highlight for me of the year. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't know. I've had less direct contact with Giants this year than I did the previous year, but I've had more contact with content creators, including mod makers, map makers, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. Looking back at 23, is we cannot thank enough all the mod makers, all the map makers out there, all the guys that are putting this content out. I mean, including Giants. You know, I know people criticise them a lot. They're doing a lot. There's a ton of stuff going on with Farming Simulator League, and I know people will then say, but they're spreading themselves too thin. They should be focused on this and this alone. But you have to think as well, they're a company, and they want to expand. They want to move into different areas, different avenues. They want to, you know, expand the brand. That's what they want to be achieving. But yeah, mod makers and map makers, without you guys, I mean, not that the game would be nothing. Of course, the game would be here, but it wouldn't be what it is at all. I mean, there's no two ways about it. So a massive thank you to everybody. You know, like I say, subscribers, content, all the people that are putting out content as well. All the guys that I know, all the guys that I don't know, all the people that are putting out content on a regular basis for people's enjoyment. It's an amazing community to be part of. It really, really is. So. It's like I say, it's been a crazy one. Looking back in retrospect, and when I was looking at maps, so talking about me personally, I've said about mod reviews, map tours I've done, maps I've played on. We ended 2022 and started 2023 on Silver Run Forest, because Silver Run obviously was part of the Platinum expansion, which came out in November in 2022. Over the course of the year, we've done Ballon Road Dairy Farming, Pemberton's Farm. We've done, well, also we've done Edgewater, Saskatchewan. We've done Frontier, which was absolutely mad. Loved that. We've done Carpathian Countryside. We've done Court Farm. We've done, or we're on Court Farm. We're doing Alma, which I'm on at the moment. We've done a little bit on Chipping Norton, Clarkson's Farm, Diddley Squat Farm Shop, however you want to look at that. The one thing I will say is with map tours and mod reviews, because I've got to be reflective, I've got to look at what I've done over the year. I've done some stuff with MrSealyp. We did some stuff on Purbeck 22. We did some stuff on Ballyspring. Unfortunately, at the time when she had more spare time, and I talked about it at the time, she was trying to get more work to do from her boss, and she got more work. So unfortunately, the time she had spare evaporated. You know, do I want to do more stuff with MrSealyp? Absolutely. Do people want to see it? I've had loads of people commenting. Do people want to see more of Sealy? Again, I would love to do more content with her. I don't think it's going to happen. She's a young woman now, you know, she's not the little kid that started this whole journey off. Contract finished, 2,200 sold bales. I probably could have got away with one less on there, but that's all right. We've got 4 more silage bales. That's cool. I've got a harvesting contract. I'm going to go and grab some stuff, and we'll go over and start on that. I'm going to grab the straw off that as well. We'll go back and we'll see, because I was going to say, I'll probably have to mention in the next episode anyway, how much alfalfa hay we end up with, and it was a fair amount. It's like, yeah, so yeah, I would love to do more stuff with those guys. Have I done enough multiplayer with other content creators? I haven't hardly done any this year. Have I done enough live streaming this year? No. I honestly, I am looking back and I'm being brutal, and I'm with myself. I'm looking and saying, you know, could I have done better? Yes. Should I have done better? Absolutely. Should I have done more? I've said this so many times before. I've got to stop doing that in 2024. There are only so many hours in the day, and I find myself running out of hours. You know, like I say, when map tours, mod reviews, and people. I understand that people come at this from different angles. That's the other thing I've been kind of looking at, drilling down on information and that kind of thing. Not analytics per se. I know a lot of people look at their YouTube analytics. I don't generally. But there are the people that only watch my Let's Plays. There are people that only watch my mod reviews. There are people that only watch my map tours. There are some people that watch all of it. Some people that do 2 of the 3, you know, in whatever configurations. So if there are a lot of mods and a lot of maps and I'm doing mod reviews and map tours, the Let's Plays suffer. So the people that just watch the Let's Plays don't get as much, and I totally understand that. I mean, there aren't many mods, aren't many maps. You know, people were saying you should be doing 2 Let's Plays. I have found that doing 2 Let's Plays, especially on FS22, is a lot more unwieldy and a lot more difficult to manage. I find, personally. I know there are plenty of people out there that do it. In 2024, I might go back to doing a 1 Let's Play format, because I have found, looking at the last couple of months, when I was looking through the list of maps that I've done over the course of the year, I was horrified looking at the dates of when I started my Court Farm Let's Play and when I started Alma, and the fact we're in December and how many episodes I've done, and I can only apologise for not doing more. That's all I can say. In my defence, I'm trying to keep up with all sorts of stuff, you know, and family, and you know how it is, all the stuff that goes on. And there'll be the people that say, but this is what you should be doing. I totally understand that, but my family, my health has to come first. That's, you know, for anybody, I suppose that should be the rule. But that being said, off camera I did go around as well, and when I was doing the alfalfa, I did all of that, and then all the grass that was left, I went round with my mower and my baler, and I went round and baled a load of extra grass into silage. Now these bales will be silage already because they're off of a contract, but the other ones will be fermenting, so I shouldn't have a shortage of silage. But what I'm going to have a shortage of is straw. So that's, and yeah, when I was doing my mowing, I reversed up to unload a bale, and I may have hit my stack of silage bales. As you can see there, it's not looking too clever. So what I might do is actually restack these and tidy up a little bit, assuming these are the same bale size, which they might not be. Oh no, okay, we're all right. So that's, I mean, 2023, yeah, been a crazy year, been an absolutely crazy year. 2024, what's to come? Like I say, for the channel, I'm not sure at the moment. I've got ideas of things I want to do. I do want to get out more. I want to visit farms more. I want to do actual farm tours. I've got to try and make those happen. I've messaged a few people. I've reached out to a couple of people. I've got no response. I suppose at the end of the day, I'm just a bloke, you know, that's messaging. So, you know, we'll see. That's the plan. But what have we got coming up? For me, for the channel, we've got Llama. Birmingham NEC, 17th, 18th of January. Now, even if you haven't signed up for the community meetup, which we're doing a community meetup, if you weren't aware, we're doing a community meetup. A load of content creators are going to be there. Giants are hosting. And if you signed up, unfortunately the sign up ended because we had to get final figures for Llama to know, for Giants to know. So we're going to be going to Llama. There's nothing to stop you going to Llama. Tickets are free. You can go onto their website, you can register, and you can get tickets for Llama. We're going to be about. There's going to be loads of content creators. We're all going to be wandering around. We're all going to be making content. We're going to be filming. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be, you know, we're going to be around. So if you've got some time, it's middle of the week. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, 17th, 18th of January. It'd be great to see you. If you're about, that's fantastic. Then a little bit later in the year, July 6th and 7th, we've got Farmcon. And that's at Marktoberdorf in Bavaria, at the Fent Forum. And again, there's going to be quite a few content creators again. If you're knocking around, if you're knocking about the Bavaria area, July 6th and 7th. Again, you can jump on, you can get tickets, you go onto Farming Simulator or Giants website, Farming Simulator website. The links are there. There might be a link in the description as well. Again, it'd be great to see people. It'd be absolutely amazing to see people. So if you're about that, it'd be absolutely awesome. So as far as sort of me and travelling, will I do any more trips to the Lake District? Who knows? Maybe. Oh, we're full. Will I be visiting anyone else again? Maybe. I don't know. You know, it's early days yet. We've got a lot of, you know, there's a lot of sort of logistics you have to kind of look at as well for these sorts of things. Let's do that. Now, as far as the game goes, what have we got coming? Well, there's no actual date for it yet, but we have got Farming Simulator Kids is coming. So for the younger generation, the younger kids, we've got Farming Simulator Kids will be coming. It did say sort of springtime, but we're going to be getting that. It's going to be coming to game. Now again, when I did the videos on that, there were some people that were quite angry about it. It always surprises me. It's bringing something new for younger kids. I think it'd be absolutely amazing. But people's attitude seem to be, if they're making that, it's taking away from the main game, which they should be focusing on. Maybe. It's a fair enough point to make, and playing devil's advocate, yeah, I can understand where people are coming from. There's going to be the Year 3 Season Pass. That hasn't been mentioned yet. I haven't had any information about that. We had the Year 1 Season Pass, Year 2 Season Pass. Now, the other thing, we're looking at the Year 3 Season Pass. We don't know what that's going to bring. We've already talked about what we got in the Year 2 one over 2023. But I think... It's a difficult one, because we are potentially in that year, the 3-year cycle. It always used to be 2 years between games. I say always used to be. Historically, it was 2 years between games. And then the last round after FS19, Giants said, we're going to take an extra year to develop the game. So it became a 3-year cycle. So we went from the game being odd numbered to suddenly FS22, which then knocked the mobile version, which had always been even numbered, into an odd number. It's just the way it works, you know. That seemed to cause a lot of anguish and angst and stuff with people. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway. So potentially, because we're now in another 3-year cycle, that would knock us out of evens back into odds. So we could be looking at potentially November, a new version of the game coming out. Could be FS25. It might not. I'm not saying it is. It could be FS25. So with the Year 3 Season Pass, Season Passes in the past, we have had obviously 3 or 4 sections to that Season Pass, and then the final part of it is the large expansion. We had Platinum expansion in the first year, we've had Premium expansion the second year, but as we get to November this year, it should be a new version of the game coming out. So the Season Pass is likely to be less parts. We might still get 4 parts, but we won't get the big expansion, because obviously you won't get the new version of the game free on the Season Pass. At least I don't think you would. That would be very unusual. So potentially we're looking at a new game, which is exciting, you know. So Farming Simulator Kids, Year 3 Season Pass, new version of the game, potentially. Unless Giants say they're going to knock it onto a 4-year cycle, which I would be very surprised if they did. But they could, you know. You just, you don't know. It'd be nice to think you know all of it, but you don't. I've just suddenly realised I need a header. I don't have one. I'm going to lease one, actually. I'm not going to buy one. How big are our John Deere? We'll go for that, because I'm going to do oats, so I'm going to whiz out and grab that. I say this is just me, sort of, you know, we're just talking about the year, you know, what's happened, what's going to be happening. So I just thought, while I'm doing some behind the scenes stuff, why not talk about it? So what is Farming Simulator, potentially Farming Simulator 25? I don't know. I say we don't know what Giants are going to do. What will it bring? It depends what the Year 3 Season Pass stuff brings. I would think we're going to get some more precision farming stuff. I would assume. Will seasons get revamped again? Will it be adjusted, bolstered, changed? I don't know, potentially. New crop types, having just had 3, but then you've got to look and say, well, that's going to be a year away, potentially. We've just had those in November. We're talking November 2024, so a year away. New crop types, that would be pretty cool. Obviously, we're going to get new maps. Places in the world, and a lot of people have been saying, can we have a Canadian map? A lot of people have been saying, can Giants do a South American map? A lot of people have been asking for Australian, that kind of thing. I know Giants tend to do what they know. Obviously, they've done American maps and that kind of thing. So again, who knows? You know, who knows where the maps might come from? What do I want to see? What would I like to personally see in FS, whatever it might be? One thing, well, I've got a list actually, but I think irrigation. With precision farming, with seasons, with weather, excuse me, I think irrigation and irrigation systems would be awesome. So with that seasonal thing, if you get hot summers and there's not enough, I just think, yeah, irrigation systems would be brilliant, I think. Would be an awesome addition. I honestly think, to do with the repair side of things, I think random breakdowns. I honestly think that would be brilliant. It doesn't matter. Yes, you can do your preventative maintenance, and what I would say is a system whereby if you're doing preventative maintenance and your vehicle is at 100%, you won't get a breakdown. You'll be absolutely fine. If it drops, maybe, I don't know, below a certain amount, if you've got 10% damage or more, that you can just get a random breakdown. The vehicle will stop running. And it might come up and say, you know, it could be anything. It will say what it is. All you've got to do is come out and repair it, or get it towed, or get it picked up. But I think random breakdowns would add so much immersion to it all. I think that would be brilliant. I really, really do. So yeah, irrigation and random breakdowns. I honestly think that having Ballyspring and a few of the maps now that are having it, I think baby animals, I think calves and piglets and chicks and lambs and all, I think that should be an integral part of the game. Different breeds, because we've seen that and we know it can be done now. That's the thing. Oh, that's something I meant to. Did I mention the emergency pack? Yeah, I did mention the emergency pack. So looking at the emergency pack and looking at baby animals and looking at all the stuff that modders have bought, we know it can be done. We know it can work. Actually, this is probably not the best idea, because I'm not going to be able to go down the road with this, am I? I should have got a trailer, but I'll see if I can weave my way. It might not be that straightforward, but we'll see. Yes, I think that no, I'm not going to get through that. I'm going to need a trailer. I think that's should be an integral part of the game. Again, I'm not saying these things will happen. These are things that I would like to see. I think that would be quite amazing. What I want to do is go to combinations. So we want that one. We'll just lease it. That's better. That's quite a big header for this. Oh no, I suppose it's not, is it? Because it's next 9, so it should be fine. So yeah, that's one thing. And then I think I've talked about this a lot on videos as well. But I personally think graduated builds. We've talked about, and I know myself and Virtual Farmer, like I said, I've said this before, at Farmcon, and we've talked about various different things at different times. If you go in build mode at the moment, you can build something, and I know, oh no, and I know I do the kind of go into build mode, and when I edit it, there'll be a pop, or you might get banging and drilling and noises and that kind of thing. And I know Alien Jim did it a while back, where one of his building packs, you place it, and then you go and you click on the cog, and it builds it. And VF said about if you're going to have like wooden sheds and that kind of stuff, that if you're going to add in a bit of forestry, it's a bit SnowRunner-esque, I guess, but adds more immersion. But again, with all of these, the option to have it turned on or off, the option to do it or not do it, not that it's done and that's it. You've got no choice. That's what you've got. You've got to do it. So, and I think a bigger part of FS, whatever it might be, it should be option. You know, we've always had a lot of option and options available, and I think giving people the option to choose should be a massive part of it. I'm not a massive fan of the fact that seasons, even with seasons off, technically, it's not off fully. I don't know. That's my own personal thing. But yeah, I think choice should be a big part of it. But yeah, so what we were talking about was you go and do some logging, you bring lumber to a sawmill. A little bit like Silver Run did with, like I said, with the roller coaster, with the boat building, with the pianos on Zalonka, all those kind of things. Something along those lines. So if you want to build a shed, you kind of place the foundation, and then it might take a month or 2 months of gameplay for that shed to build. Now, for those people that want just a place, bang, wallop, there's my shed, get on with it, that's absolutely great. Yeah, crack on. We also talked about when you go to buy a tractor, because when we were at Farmcon and we went around the Deutzfahr factory and looking at the production line of the Deutzfahrs being built, that thing of when you go to buy a tractor, you go and order a tractor and you pick all your specifications like you do now, but then it takes a month for that to be built. And then you go to a place to pick it up, or you go to, you can have a factory, again, you can place it or not place it, have it or not, that kind of thing. But you can go and it gets built in stages, you haven't necessarily got to do everything with metal rolls and that kind of stuff. Maybe, yeah, you might have to deliver some extra stuff, take some iron ore and take some metal rolls and, for the metal working, just to add a little bit more immersion. But I think those things, everyone will have a different list. Everybody will have a different list. Will I think of more things as I move forward? Yeah, probably. There'll probably be a whole ton of stuff I will think of. But those things, I think, brand breakdowns, irrigation, baby animals which then grow, gradual builds on various different things, I think would be absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think I may have come the wrong way. I don't know if I can get through the trees here. I may have to go back to the animal farm and come back. So yeah, my New Year's resolution, well, my personal New Year's resolutions are to carry on as I have been. My weight loss is that we've hit a bit of a plateau. I need to crack on with that. In 2024, I want to get to my target weight. That's massive. The diabetes is still gone. That's off. That's thank you to everyone that people still message me and ask how I am and how's that all going. Yeah, I need to go back around. And thank you. I really, really do appreciate when people reach out and ask how things are going. I cannot thank people enough when people message me and say, and the mental health thing, talking about mental health generally, men's mental health more specifically, but mental health generally for anyone who's watching, that will be a constant ongoing theme because it's important. It really is. So all those things I want to carry on. Resolutions on that's absolutely going to carry on. As far as the channel and my gaming, I want to stream more. I can do it now. I'm out in my man cave studio. I've got the ability to, and I got a bit kind of remiss with it. And I swing, talking about mental health, that's what I'm saying. I swing through these periods of feeling very confident in doing it, and then for some reason incredibly anxious and nervous and worried about doing it. And when I feel like that, I then don't do it. And then the longer I don't do it for, the harder it becomes to do because I'm more worried about, it's that constant, it's a snowball, How do I get to this field? There's got to be a track somewhere. Let me have a look on the map. No. I'll get to it in a minute. We want to get to this field. Oh, it looks like it's just... I have to go through this field and just across the back. That's interesting. It's not a track, is there? No, just across the field. Fair enough. So I want to stream more. Absolutely want to stream more. I need to keep up with my Let's Plays more regularly. I don't have a schedule for this very reason, and people still ask me about my schedule. I don't have one because it's very hard to stick to when so many things are happening. If you're a content creator that doesn't do mod reviews, if you don't do mod reviews or map tours, then you can have a schedule for your streaming and a schedule for your Let's Plays because that's what you do. Because I'm never sure what's going to be coming out with mods and maps and that kind of stuff, I can't guarantee a regular schedule. It's just too difficult to do. Am I going to get through that gap with the header? Probably. So I want to, and I need to do more of that. I absolutely have to, because it's not fair to my viewers, to my subscribers, to people that follow the channel. I am not being plagued, not at all, but channel memberships is something that I've been kind of holding off on doing, but a lot of people have said I should do it. But again, it's looking at, can I provide different content for people? If I'm streaming more, that's not a problem, because when you're streaming you get all the extra stuff, all the bells and whistles, all the emojis, all the stuff. You can have, you know, members only chat running for a while, all that kind of thing. But I need to be streaming more to make that viable. So that is an area I'm looking at. Again, nothing set in stone. I'm looking forward to new maps. Like I said, I'm probably going to look at going back to just focusing on one Let's Play, doing one Let's Play well. I think splitting myself as well made it difficult to maintain. I don't know. So that's kind of, you know, that's the. I still do this. There we go. Do that. Turn that on. And away we go. So that's the look back. That's the look forward. I don't know what other people are looking forward to, what people think we might get, what people are hoping we might get. With so many people playing the game, millions of people playing the game, for Giants they have a list of things they're trying to achieve. They'll have a list of things already, because they're already in the process of making the game. They're not going to wait till now and then go, oh, let's think about making the new game. It's been going on, you know, as well as all the season pass stuff, as well as the platinum expansion, premium expansion. You know, they don't sit back, as well as Farming Simulator League, as well as Farming Simulator Kids, as well as, you know, the mobile version. You know, they're busy. They're keeping themselves busy. Let's be honest. So will everybody be happy? No, of course not. That won't happen. You can't please everybody all the time, and Giants will pick off things on the list. Would I like to see more scripts added into the base game coding? Giants have done it before. There's been a few things that have changed. And also looking at things when people say, oh, it will never happen. There have been so many things since I've been playing the game on FS15 through 15, 17, 19, 22, that when I started playing the game, people said, you'll never get mods on console. And we got them. Then people said, well, you will never get this, you'll never get that, you'll never get seasons, and it's happened. So never say never, I think, is one of the things to be looking at. Never say never. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what can be achieved. As technology moves forward, things become more accessible and easier to achieve. So who knows what might come. Like I say, I'm sure everyone will have a different list. But yeah, it's going to be a busy year, regardless. The months will fly by as they do, as they have. Before we know it, Llama will be. Llama's 2 weeks away, just over 2 weeks away. Before we know it, bang, bang, gone. And then before we know it, Farmcon's going to be right on our doorstep, with all the other stuff in between, you know, everything else happening. And the scary thing is, it only seems like 5 minutes ago we were at Farmcon. That was July. It's December the 31st today. That's terrifying. Where has the year gone with all the stuff that's happened in between? But I just want to finish off, as I started, by saying thank you to everybody. If you're still with me, if you're still listening, thank you. Thank you for everything. The 100,000 subscribers was a personal goal, which means nothing in of itself other than I've got a plaque on the wall that I can look at and say, I achieved that. I achieved that by you guys watching and subscribing and liking, and so keep doing it. If you don't subscribe, that'd be great. If you don't like videos often, just drop them a like. It helps. You know, I don't talk about YouTubing per se a lot. I don't talk about the algorithms a lot. I know a lot of YouTubers do. Do I have times where I get very, very down and a little bit distressed? Yeah, of course I do. It's my livelihood, it's my living, this is what I do for a living. When the algorithm kicks you in the butt and you have a month where for some reason your videos don't seem to get pushed and views drop off, that's how I pay my bills, it's how I feed my family. It's, you know, I'm not complaining, I'm explaining. So yeah, just by hitting that like button can make a massive difference. So, you know, that'd be awesome. But thank you to everybody I speak to regularly, all of my Discord guys, all of my moderators, all of my admins. I can't thank you all enough. All the content creators out there. I do want to give a massive shout. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but huge shout out to DJ GoHammer, Farmer Cop, and Virtual Farmer. All the other guys that I've had contact with have been absolutely amazing, but those three specifically have been an incredible support over the last year. They have made a massive difference, so thank you. And finally, before I go, I want to wish everyone a very, very happy new year. I hope the new year brings you peace, prosperity, health, wealth, happiness. I hope you carry on playing the game, enjoying the game, watching my videos, liking, subscribing, all that kind of great stuff. So happy new year. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.